Welcome back to Route Twisk. In this episode, I'm going to take you to Tibet. Now, the first thing that comes to your mind is probably a Yeti or Shangri-La. Now, these are just myths, right? But what is a fact? It is not called the roof of the world for nothing. At 4,500 meters average, airlines avoid Tibet like the plague. Just look at this map. There is no safe emergency landing within this high ground. It's a 1,300 kilometer round trip from Lhasa to Mount Everest base camp. The scenery was stunning, so please join me and enjoy. So this is our room for the first night. They take this altitude sickness pretty seriously here. Not only is this the oxygen machine, they actually have one of those things that checks your vitals. But to be honest, I didn't feel anything actually getting off the plane. I don't feel shortness of breath. Maybe it'll hit me later. We'll see. Good morning and welcome back to Route Twisk. So we landed yesterday and very much acclimatizing to the altitude. Bit of a headache this morning, but I think they say it's quite normal. So luckily we're not setting out for another couple of days just to make sure things don't go wrong. Funny enough, the lady who dressed me up ended up taking one sleeve off. I don't know what the symbolism of that is or there's a practical reason. But there you go. Do as the locals, don't complain. Very picturesque, I have to say. Check out your beef before you buy it. This is apparently the highest Luckin coffee in China. I kid you not, somebody is walking their sheep. Go around the whole building. These are the little ones you push on the outside, and there's a giant one on the inside. This is a Qing dynasty court from more than 300 years ago. You find that a lot of companies have these team building sessions, whether you work in the office or in the kitchen. I think it's a nice touch. In my Guilin video, I showed you the $20 view. In this case, I'm showing you the $50 view. And there you go. Everybody's willing to give a pose. So this morning, it's the first time we're going to collect our bike and getting prepared and just getting familiarization, if you like. We're just starting easy, gently going around Lhasa itself. And then tomorrow is when we actually start the full expedition, for want of a better word. The organizer's fantastic. It's given us choice of BMW GSs. Local brand, which I've taken. Number 13, lucky 13 here. Local brand is called Kove 525. That's a very popular bike, very reliable, which is most important. And he's also, because of the altitude, he's given us extra medication, oxygen, etc. So better safe than sorry, not something to be messed around with. Having a test ride around the city of Lhasa, I decided to rent this Kove 525X, but so far the impression is good. Very smooth power, very fresh bike. It's only done 8,500 kilometers. Wow, this is a once in a lifetime experience. I've ridden past the Buckingham Palace hundreds of times when I was a young and dispatch rider in London, but this riding in front of this palace, it's quite something else. Maybe it's a question of familiarity. Awesome. Roof of the world. Today is Tuesday, 16th of September, and the journey starts proper. We're heading west. There's certainly an air of anticipation, and I have to admit, I'm a little bit nervous. Guess better to be nervous, keep you on your toes. So there you can see it's wet. It's been raining fairly heavily overnight, at least at the hotel level, and there's been fresh snow on the mountains. So I think I'm safe to say we're outside of the city perimeter. I think this is kind of a fair representation of the highlands, if you like. The mountains are very, very bare. So vegetables here, I find it to be quite expensive compared to the lowlands. And I've heard, wages here too much higher than the rest of China. Typical office clerk would get 3 times, triple the salary in Tibet compared to, say, Shenzhen. I'm used to riding, or I have a couple of bikes at home. They're both naked bikes. In other words, they don't have this plastic screen in front to block the wind. So having this screen is on a tour like this is it's really nice. Certainly keeps the wind off you and warm. And on this bike I've got nice heated grips, so my hands are nice and toasty. Nothing worse than riding with hands that don't respond to your command. Now this is pretty here. Trees. I missed them. This road after our little break is much more interesting. Twisties, turns, and the landscape is just so much prettier. Look at it. See, the road climbs up all the way over there. No idea how many meters we are up there. Well, at least it's not snowing. I have no experience riding in the snow. I don't think I want to try and find out either. Gotta give it to these guys for cycling up here. Is it foggy or is it my visor steaming up? I think it's the former. Sorry for the wind noise. I had to open my visor a little bit to defog it. Proper miserable up here. When's the sun gone? Wow, good on you, mate. We're at 4,998 meters. Been a hell of a miserable ride up here. It's as high as I've ever been. Well, we're going to get higher on this trip, literally. There's supposed to be a lake down there. Can't see a thing. I'm surprised the amount of traffic, actually, even for a weekday. Are we all tourists coming up here? We're going to go down the hill, I think about 500 meters or so in height, and then catch lunch. So I was wondering why the platform I was just talking from was made of mirrors, and this is the answer. There's a lie there. It looked like you are floating in the sky. Anything goes, I suppose. Oh, ironically, the sun's coming out. So there's a break in the clouds. I don't know if you can make it out. There's the lake. Incredible. Look at it. what a difference 10-20 minutes make. When we're on top of the mountain over there, you can barely see our fingers. Come down a couple of 100 meters and look at it, bright sunshine, and there are yaks to welcome us. Got white ones, they got black ones. Either way, they're very nicely decorated. Wow, it's so blue. It was a bit of a mad dash during lunch because we have to make it to this junction or roadblock before 3 o'clock. There's roadworks ahead and they will shut the road down. So apparently they're would have combed the road like to my left here in the direction of travel. Now it's going to be a bit dodgy riding because it'll be like riding multiple tram lines. Let's see how that goes. Whoa, shit, man. And I don't know if you noticed just now I ran into one that was particularly deep and certainly made me veer off course. Thankfully there wasn't a car coming in the opposite direction. So that's a bit of observation. Well, every Chinese city I've visited in the last 2 years, it has been electric cars that dominate the city. You know, probably 95%. In Tibet, I've not seen a single electric car. I think the electricity is not as reliable, and of course you've got the distances between conurbations, villages, towns, etc. So it's mostly, not all, fossil fuel driven. This is a nice bit of road. Look how blue it is. I mean, it is blue. I've never seen anything like it, and it is turquoise. I've seen other lakes, of course, but yeah, usually just dark green or whatever. This is big sky country and some snow-capped peaks. Okay, hold your breath, a lot of dust. Oh. Okay, breathe. Oh, look at a herd of cows down there. So picturesque. I've never seen countryside like this. Maybe a little bit of Scotland, I suppose. So we just had a quick stop to put on our rain gear. We have to cross another mountain range, and you see the snow in front. So better be safe than sorry. Okay, little brief hiccup. Well, it's got down to 9 degrees now. Thankfully I'm nicely wrapped up. Actually it was down to 4 degrees from the viewing platform at the top of the mountain we were when we were overlooking the lake. Wow, look at that. It's imposing. It looks like the snow is going to come collapsing down on you. Rain's coming in across the plains, or across the valley, shall I say. Some weather like this, what I wouldn't do for a hot cup of tea and some biscuits, preferably digestives. Wow, that would be heaven. Maybe I should be greedy and ask for some scones as well. Yes. Oh, the rain is now coming across sideways. Not the best. Pretty dark, and of course in the camera it will look like broad daylight. As they would say in Scotland, this is grim. So this is more like what I would call typical colour of a lake, right? Green, not like the one we saw before, which is seriously turquoise blue. So we just went through a checkpoint, and our Mr. Fix-It tour guide got us all through. It's easier for me because I have a Hong Kong passport, so to speak, or return to China card. How nice for it, the sun to come up now. after a dreadful day on the mountain. It looks beautiful here, very picturesque. But I'm thinking life must be really hard here. It's 6 p.m. and the sun's going to be around for another 2 hours at least. And the reason for that is that in China there is only one time zone, that is GMT plus 8. Whereas here, ordinarily, it would be only GMT plus 6. So the mornings are a little bit dark, but the evenings stay bright for much longer. It's a bit like Spain actually, the story, where they followed the time zone of, I was told, Germany. Oh, I love these trees. That's what I missed on the other side of the mountain, and on the Lhasa side. It was really desolate. These trees are a lovely break to the landscape. To my right, that's like a miniature Potala Palace. Sorry, I couldn't see that very well. There you go, the mini Potala Palace. Oh, our hotel's right opposite it. That's nice. Cool. Wow. Manor house. Looks nice. Right, end of the first day. This is our room for our first night away from Lhasa. Excuse the mess, but otherwise, it's a pretty nice room. Wow, what a magnificent palace. I'm too tired to walk up there. I'm going to call it a day. Good night, and see you tomorrow morning.